Thought about the building and what was there before, what is there now, and what will be there in the future, particularly in the context of climate change. Someone had mentioned the phrase that a society grows great when the old men plant trees in whose shades that they know they never shall sit. What would be the trees that we could plant for the people of Cork in the future? Cork being an area that's particularly vulnerable to climate issues, we thought that maybe that would be an interesting thing to touch on. "50 children from St Marie's of the Isle," which is a local primary school, created images about what the Triskel might look like in the future. So one of my hopes for the piece would be that when the children come across the piece and see their artwork on such a grand scale, that they'll feel a kind of an ownership of the city and maybe feel a bit more connected and involved, and hopefully it will lead them to think that, you know, they can influence the public realm, and that's something they have in their minds going forward. One of the calls on the piece was for something that was, you know, arresting but also playful, and we wanted to really touch on the playful side of it. So part of the piece is interactive. It has a passive interaction with the nearby bike station. So the number of bikes in use at the bike station on South Main Street drives the final scene of the animation. So the more bikes being used, the more foliage and flowers will be in the scene, and the less bikes being used. So we poll the API for the bike station every 10 minutes, and based on the answer to how many bikes are there, that will drive the final scene of the animation.